in through my nose, out through my mouth. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 64th episode of the Political Spotlight. I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. Welcome to the show. This show this evening is called. Whoops, let me get to the right screen. This show this evening is called 3 and a Blunder. And I realized just tonight, the very first time, that when I make these titles, it's kind of shitty for the candidates. Because, like, I think I was looking at one of them the other day and I was like, what a ripoff. All right, here's Mayor candidate John Bell. The title isn't always about the people that's on here. So the 3 portion is obviously these 3 candidates, Eric Lewis, Tom Armstrong, and Lydia Carpenter. We're going to be talking with these 3 candidates. And then the blunder is what we're going to talk about if we make it to the back half of the show. Please bear with us this evening. Literally, I've been sitting up here working, getting the stuff ready, and I was waiting on the thumbnail. I started getting real nauseous to my stomach, sick to my stomach. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. And we thought maybe we're going to have Kate pop on and do the interviews. And then I thought, okay, no, I'm probably good. So if we do a tap out and have to tap Kate in, you guys will know where we're going and what's happening. We do have 3 guests on. They are all running for office in Winchester, and they are all 3 of them are libertarians. They're all 3 libertarians. We have tonight Eric Lewis, who is running for the District 2 council seat in Winchester. We have Tom Armstrong, who is running for the District 3 council seat in Winchester, and Lydia Carpenter, who is running for the District 4 council seat in Winchester. So that's what we're doing, and we're going to pop them on here in just a few moments, and we're going to talk with them, and we're going to go one by one and just kind of go through the order with them, and then if we get to the end of the show, we're going to talk about a situation in Delaware County. So that's what we're doing this evening, and we will go from there. First up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be welcoming Mr. Eric Lewis to the show.
Good evening.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I'll try to make it briefer than I do at city council meeting.
Oh, no problem.
And I just noticed with the lighting, I have Bilbrey vision on my
glasses.
Yeah,
right. People don't realize how that is. That does happen. So why don't you tell folks a little bit about who you are?
Well, I retired early due to disability after spending 30 years in government service, 4 years in the Navy, then a few years with the state, and then was recruited into federal service and finished out my career there. And I'm graduated from Indiana Wesleyan University, magna cum laude, with a bachelor's in business administration, and I took the extra classes to have not really a minor. Can't remember offhand what they called it, but in business law. And that's always been a strong interest of mine. And I'm running for District 2 for a city council because I feel I'm better qualified than the incumbent and my other competitor in the race. And I apologize for the noise in the background. My dogs decided it's time to Zoom.
Oh, you're fine. I'm glad you said it was dogs. It kind of sounds like chickens.
We've had some chicken issues here in town.
Right.
I feel very strongly about what's happened in my district, and because of issues that I've faced where I've tried to contact the district councilman and either didn't get a response or couldn't get in contact. And I've always felt very strongly about that, planning on trying to set up district meetings, whether I'm elected or not,
Right.
to try to get the people's voice out there. That's something that's not been represented. And it's something that I feel is critical. When you go into city council and you make that vote, it's not your vote. It's not your voice. It's the vote and the voice of the people in your district. So you have to know the people in your district. And I don't know a lot of people on a personal level in my district, but I need to reach out to them to find out what their opinions are. Get rid of this, suspending the rules, voting 3 times in one meeting and passing it by title only, so that people don't know what's going on. Let's pass it before anybody has a chance to see what we're doing.
Sure. So that people know, and I know that there's a lot of people from all over watching this, but for the people from Winchester, most people know how it goes, but for the ones that don't, Winchester City Council, you have 5 council members, you have 4 districts, and each one of the districts has its own council member, and then you have an at-large member. And so, you as a district member, you're representing mainly the people of your district. Now, you are making decisions that affect everybody, but that's what it goes. And then the at-large is representing everyone in the city. But it's important for you guys to be able to work together and to, come together and understand what's being talked about. And I feel like a big problem that right now Winchester is dealing with is the councilmen and women come in, if they come in at all, and they get their packet, 10 minutes before a meeting, and they're sitting down and they're reading this stuff for the very first time, a lot of it. As a council member, is that something that you're going to continue, or do you have a different type of a plan with that?
No, sir. I have a completely different plan, and I'm checking into some regulatory or legal issues with it. And as you know, I was an expert in research on regulations. And what I'm planning is the off week between council meetings. We're supposed to meet twice a month. So the off week, the beginning of that week, you get your packet. You've got that week to read what's coming up and to study it.
Did he freeze?
There we go. We're back.
There you go. You froze up.
AD is wonderful, isn't he? Well, I think I should get that packet at least a week in advance so that I have time to digest what's in it, research the laws that are affecting what council's planning on doing, talk to the people in the district, I'm planning on, Diane had thrown up a question about how do you plan on staying in contact? One of the ways is I'm planning on doing a meeting in the off week between council meetings with the district. And I know when you sit at that table, you are representing the whole city, but you are representing it as your district.
Yeah.
So I would want to know what their opinions are. Planning on doing a Facebook page just for the district. And I know there are a lot of legal issues with that, but I don't care. I mean, it's public. It'll be open to anyone. My phone number, I give it out readily. My email address, it's already all out there. And I do answer the phone. I do respond to the emails. And I put out there that you can contact me any way you want to talk about the issues that are before council or just problems you're having in the district. Any way that you can get a hold of me, messenger, off of Facebook, on the Facebook page, phone, email, come to my front door. I'm approachable, usually. before 11 might be a little squirrely with approaching me.
Right.
After 11, I'm a night owl. So after 11, I'm good to go. But I'm going to get that packet a week ahead of time. We're going to hopefully change the structure of how that's done. Instead of it being put together the day before a council meeting, we should already know a week out from a council meeting what is going to be on the agenda for the next week.
Yeah. Muncie does, I think Muncie does it to where let me look at the agenda here. Or at the, so basically, if the council meeting, like for example, this last October, it's October, so the council meeting for this month was Monday the 2nd. Anything that was going to be on that agenda needed to be into the clerk's office no later than, I think, noon on Wednesday the 20th. And so, or maybe even the 13th. Hell, it might be the 13th. But that gives, or maybe that Friday, and then that gives the council a full 2 weeks with that information to be able to go out and ask questions, and do what you need to do with it. So that's a big thing.
That would be even better. And like I said, regardless if I win or not, and I do very much want to win, having a district-wide meeting in the off week between council meetings would serve both of those purposes. If I get the packet even earlier, that's even better, because I could keep them informed. And there may not be a lot of people that do it. I'll do it by Zoom, however I got to do it, Facebook Live, whatever people want to be able to connect. And I would be able to review that information, disseminate that to the people in my district, my neighbors, and get their feedback on the new issues that are coming up or what's been tabled, so that I can go in and bring that forward at council. I mean, that, in my opinion, that's what a councilman is supposed to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's something that a lot of towns have gotten away from.
Yeah. Well, Diane here says, present council seems to do business at meetings, and you're willing to, or asking, are you willing to do work in between the meetings, which makes most sense, rather than at the 30-minute long meeting that they have. You know what I mean? So I think that's a good thing. With Winchester being a third-class city, it's a little bit different than how Muncie does. In Muncie, the mayor has all of the responsibility with edit and what he does and how he spends the money. In Winchester, the council has a lot to do with that. And that's a really big thing. I think it will be a really big thing, and it should be a really big thing with the council, whoever's on the council in the next 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 years, seeing how Winchester progresses into the future. What would be your plans on the council if you win, when you win, as someone that will be affecting economic development? What's your take on that? Did he freeze right like that? That looks amazing.
You're looking up at the TV. I've got you up on my big screen TV so I can watch the comments roll by.
Right. No, you froze right there. Did you hear me, or were you froze?
I missed about 10 seconds of it, but I think I got the gist of the question.
Yeah, just your thoughts on edit.
On edit, and that first, I follow along with the school of thought with Niles Thornburg and several other candidates and opposing candidates. There needs to be tighter control on it, and when that money is spent, first it needs to be fair. It needs to be spent on something that actually improves infrastructure or improves the city. It needs to be a good investment. And that gets into the whole idea of the buildings being just raised and having empty lots everywhere that are difficult to deal with at a great expense to the city. There's no need for that. I'm firmly in on the land bank issue, and that's what we need. And but with the edit itself, I think there needs to be more oversight. That needs to be examined very closely. First and foremost, it has to be audited when it's received. Sure. And I feel there's going to be a change, a big hit, a big loss on what we're receiving anyway, because we had an entire branch of our city government removed with the city court. And there was supposed to be an impact study done with that to see how it affects property taxes, how it affects edit. Everything gets affected by it. And so first, that's going to have to be cleaned up before we can move forward with any of it. But it needs more oversight. It needs much less control directly by the mayor and more control by city council and the way that it's being managed here. It's not just a slush fund. And it is there for a very specific purpose. And like I said, I have a fear that when the state sees that impact study wasn't done and the closure of the court wasn't reported to the state, they're going to go back to 2022.
Sure.
On how much we should have received then.
Yeah.
As well as the current year and going into the next fiscal year.
Yeah.
For the city. So that's a huge concern for me. But I get really tired at council meetings of hearing, oh, we don't have the money in that fund, so let's just take it from edit. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. Explain how you're going to use it out of edit, how it's going to be a good investment, how we're going to see either an improvement in services or a return on that investment in the future, whether it's tax base or more employment, which generates tax base, that sort of thing. It's not just about making things pretty. You got to clean the house before you can make the house pretty.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So what is your take on, I know that the doctor was in here a little bit ago and had a question about like public concerns at the Winchester council meeting. She was talking about in her council meeting where they attended this evening, they made a rule now where you can only speak at the beginning of the meeting. Citizens' concerns are only to be heard at the beginning of the meeting, and then they can't speak anymore. And I know your thoughts on this, or I believe that I do. But for those that are listening that might not know, what is your thoughts on the public concerns portion of the meeting? I, for a long time, have told people all over Indiana that I wish that councils in cities and towns and counties would model themselves after how the city of Muncie handles their meetings, because citizens are able to be heard on each action that the council takes ahead of voting, and then there's still a time for public concerns at the end. What are your thoughts? And we're froze.
There we go. Am I back?
We're back.
The way it's being done now is completely opposite
Yes.
of how I see that it should be done. And if they followed any rules other than their own, it would be done differently. Each time a proposal is made before there's a vote, the floor should be open. And Mayor Bob said it when he was running for mayor, but I mean it when I say it. The 3-minute rule is total BS. It depends on the subject.
He said that to me.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
when you talked to him, he told you that, and
Mhm.
thankfully you were able to catch that clip.
Yeah.
But I actually mean it, and I think most of the people that I'm running with believe that as well. Yes, there may be some time constraints sometimes, but I I don't care if I have to be there till midnight. If I'm the only one left sitting at the table, if somebody has concerns they want to bring to council, it's our job to listen to it,
Yes.
not just to just sit there and zone out. And when they're done saying, thank you for your
Okay.
comment.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
No, don't thank
Right.
me for my comment. Do something.
Yes.
Use your authority that you legally have uh, to help and at least have a discussion about it. But between every ordinance, every issue that comes up, now, granted, when you're paying the bills, most people aren't going to want to talk at that time, but somebody may. If somebody says, "Excuse me," yeah, I don't care if they signed in or not. I don't care what their name is or what their address is. It's their voice that's important, not some petty rule just because somebody wants to get home and watch whatever series they're catching on Netflix. It's not fair to the people the way that it's done now. And there is no liberty in it. If somebody wants to redress me, they don't like something I've done, please come talk to me about it. If you don't feel comfortable talking to me about it in person, bring it to the council meeting. Then at the end of the council meeting, open it up to the floor as well. And yes, that does take longer to get through a meeting. We're
Sure.
not going to have half-hour, 45-minute meetings,
Right.
but we're there for that reason. I mean, eat supper before you come. If you need a restroom break, take one.
Yeah. Right. Right.
The way it's done now is completely backwards.
Yeah.
People are censored. People are
Mm.
are silenced, and that's just not American.
I used to say to a couple people in Winchester that they needed to find themselves a Snickers and they needed to DVR Jeopardy because it felt like that was the main two things. They needed to get home to eat and they needed to get home to watch Jeopardy. And I said, man, it's 2016, dude. There's a DVR out there. You know, I'm sure you'll be able to be just fine watching it on a second pass. But it's definitely something that it's gotten better in that regard a little bit, but we still have Winchester. I still say you guys still have a far, far, far way to go. Well, I just want to ask you to give another statement here, and then what I was going to do was I was going to hold off your in statements this time since there's so many of you, since we got 3 of you on here. If that's okay with you, I'd like to ask you to just give us your final statement. But then at the end, if you don't mind staying around, I'd like to pull all 3 of you up together, if that would be all right.
Oh, that would be great.
Just for a second. So just if you can, is there anything else that you feel that the voters need to hear, maybe that we haven't talked about, or a point or something that you would like to get out between now and next or Tuesday the 7th?
There's something that's very important to me in this race, and it's getting our city back to basics with following the law, having our ordinance match up with state law, because I'm finding them constantly where they don't jive with state law at all. And it makes them, in my opinion, an illegal ordinance, not criminal, but illegal nonetheless.
Yes.
That's a big issue that I'm going to fight with. Getting that book of ordinances up to date, in line with court decisions, laws that have been passed by the state. I mean, our ordinance codes haven't been revised in almost 2 decades. We've added new ones to it, and some of them we've added to it are illegal.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I feel very passionately about. You know, I come from a regulatory enforcement background, and I was a field investigator and a field auditor, and got into forensic auditing a little bit, that kind of thing. So this is something that really hits me, not as much as the constitutional rights issues that we faced, but the illegality that goes on. And again, not criminal, but still illegal, in violation of state law. And I've reviewed them. I've had other parties look at them and review them, and they're like, oh, you're right. This ordinance shouldn't even exist in your town. And then enforcing the ones, or having the ones enforced that are right, through the city clerk treasurer, who by law is the ordinance violations clerk.
Right.
That's what all those ordinance issues, not through, I mean, if the police have an issue, they have to take it to the clerk. They can't just write a note and stick it on a door, which is essentially what happens now. Or the mayor's attorney sending a letter off to somebody saying, well, you're in violation. You're going to pay $2,500 a day if you don't change this. No, it has to be reviewed by the judiciary or that branch of our local government first. And that's where the city clerk treasurer falls in. So those are issues that I'm very passionate about. It makes it fair. It makes it fair.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's a good way to go. And I know that you've been fighting for the citizens of Winchester for some time now. And I definitely appreciate your viewpoint on that, and definitely like being a part of that with you and with your fellow running mates and everyone else, even those that are not necessarily in the Libertarian Party, but some that are in, Democrats or Republicans or so. I like the fact that Winchester has a group of people that the party doesn't matter. They're citizens first and foremost, and they're coming together to do the right thing. So I definitely appreciate your time. And if you wouldn't mind sticking around, I would like to pull you on just again at the end with everybody and see how that goes.
Great. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Eric Lewis, the Libertarian candidate for the Winchester District 2 City Council. Next up is Mr. Tom Armstrong. Give us 1 second and we will pull him on. Ta-da! Ha! How you doing, sir?
Great. Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. Glad to be talking with you. I think other folks. This is the first time you've been on with us. I was trying to think if you had been on with the Bastards or not, but I think this is the first time you popped on. You said so.
Yes,
I'm glad we got connected with you. So
I'm a definite newbie.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we were able to get you on there. Glad. Oh, you got the kitty there.
This is Book. Eric is the dog lover, and I'm the cat lover. So
hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
If Book keeps bothering me, I may have to stop and feed him. So
no, you're fine. You're fine. Absolutely.
Yes, but no, it's good to be here. Thank you.
Well, good.
And by the way, just to let everybody know, you don't know me as Tom Armstrong. You know me as Castle Lord. So hello.
I was going to say that, and I stopped because I didn't know if you wanted that out. So
don't care at all. This is my castle. It's sad, but this is the castle, and yes.
Okay, well, I'm glad you said that, because I started to say, for those of you out there in the audience, you might know him as Castle Lord, but then I stopped because I thought, I don't know if he wants that out. So
nope, don't mind at all.
I'm glad to get that out. So you two are running as a Libertarian.
Yes.
And is this your first time running, or have you ran before?
I ran for office. I used to be a member of the Democratic Party until the Democratic Party left me. I didn't leave them. They left me.
Okay.
I ran back in 2002, I believe.
Okay. For council?
Yes, for city council. Barely lost, but so we're going to try it again. So.
Good. And you're running for District 3.
Yes.
And so you're Winchester is a tight little small community. It's not a big major, metropolis. There's only 5 of you on the council. So it's not like the issues are wildly different from district to district to district. But I just think that the citizens of Winchester need to really be concerned about this and really need to get out here and realize that you guys have a lot of good ideas. not for any, it's not like you're trying to reinvent the wheel, but a lot of you are just saying, like, we're tired of how people are being treated. We're tired of how these meetings are being ran. And, you guys might not have, you might not be, the very best of the best of the best of the best, but you're just everyday normal citizens who says, I think that we deserve to give a little bit more. So I guess I'll ask you the same question. The process of how Winchester currently does their meetings and has the packets, is that's something that you would be pushing to change, I would hope.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, my friend Eric spoke pretty much verbatim as to what I would have said. I think that any common sense person would think, what's the point of getting this packet a few minutes before I come in? I mean, to me, you don't have to be an Einstein. You just need to be someone with a little common sense to realize that's probably not the best way to be doing things.
Yeah.
I mean, ask yourself, would you want your councilman to, know what's going on and what's on the agenda for tonight 5 days or 5 minutes before the meeting? I mean, I don't think it's a really hard question, to be honest with you.
What really kills me is when these people are getting the packet, all right? So they've got the they've got the ordinance in front of their face, and it's 2 or 3 pages long, and they're looking at it. You don't watch, like I've watched it. I've been there before, where if you get there early, you can get there early enough where you can actually see them come in and walk to the clerk's office to pick up their packet, and then walk back to the desk, and then they sit there. And if you watch, they're not tearing the packets open and like reading through every word. So they just sit there, and then when they come to the ordinance, they read, the number, the title only, or whatever, and then they vote. And that means there are times, more times than not, that they've literally voted on what's in this packet or what's on this without having ever read the words on the page. They've got no idea what they're even voting on.
Right. And how do you expect, was brought up earlier, how do you expect the citizens that are sitting there to know what's going on, what's in this ordinance? This is ordinance 22-23-5, read by title only. Well, what the hell does that mean to any normal person? I mean, come on. It's not.
Well, and I want to talk specifically about your district for a moment, and this is something that I'm very passionate about, because when I lived in Winchester, I lived in your district. I lived in District 3. Your opponent is a wonderful man. He's a nice guy. He'd help anybody that he could. He's not the same as some of the people that are in government. He's a good guy. My problem with your guy is he's almost overstretched. He's doing too much, and I don't know. He just has I guess a servant's heart. To me, it's like, what's the point of doing all of these jobs if you're not doing them the best you can? So it's kind of like, it's almost like if you would do less, maybe you could do more, kind of thing. But I just feel like so much of District 3 and the council as a whole is getting, washed over, because the one guy that might be a good council member is just doing so much that he's like burnt out. So I guess something that I would like to ask you, do you pledge to if you're doing the council job, would that be like a priority for you over other issues that you might be doing, or other volunteerism that you do in the community or whatnot?
It absolutely would be, yes. And you're right on what you said about Jim. Regardless of who wins this November, the representative does have a good heart and does care about the citizens. I don't think anybody could say that Jim does not care about the citizens. Don't always agree with everything he said at council, but that's different. Definitely disagree with some things that he's tried to pull, but I don't think that's him as much as it is somebody pulling his strings. But again, that's for, but, you know, I'm a service clerk. I've worked in the public all my life, assistant manager at Marsh for many years until, they closed down. I have done pretty much the public all my life, serving them in one way or another.
Right.
Of course, I would keep my job, but yes, as a councilman, that would come first and foremost.
Sure.
We're given one mouth and two ears. A lot of people like to say, you know, we're a democracy. No, we're not. If we were a democracy, everybody would serve on council. You know, the southwest part of Winchester, I am the eyes and ears of that part of town, and I most certainly would. And it doesn't matter if someone would come to me with something, I wouldn't care what district they lived in. To me, that's foolish too. I would be there. Thanks to Kate, I'm starting to learn about Facebook and, you know, how people can get a hold of me better and stuff. I'm trying to get a lot better at that. But no, you're right. It's that should come first and foremost.
Absolutely. Diane's asked, she's on a roll tonight. She's asked a really good question here. You know, and I've known you for a while, and I don't think that this would be a problem, but if you were on the council, would you have any issue, and this is a good question for basically everybody, would you have any issue saying no or voting no on something because of fear of reprisal from the mayor or from other council members, whoever it might be?
Nope. I like Niles. He's a great guy. It would be fantastic if he was mayor, but in all due respect, Niles didn't elect me. The people did.
Yes, sir.
And if you know, I'm hypothetically saying if not, whoever the mayor is, yes, I was elected by the people, not the mayor. So sorry, Niles, I still love you.
I like it.
Yeah,
he's already thinking I'm going to have fun with that redhead.
Yes, yes, that's right. Yes, tell me no.
But no, nope. I was put there by the citizens, and whatever I feel is in their best interest, and that's what's important, not what the mayor thinks or anybody else.
absolutely.
So if they want to get mad at me, it won't be the first time that happens. So.
Yes. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Someone asked here, Joey asked if on council, would you ever deem it important or necessary, or is it something that you would do, or you know, and I guess I feel differently about this depending on the situation. Would you ever vote to give yourself on the council, meaning the council as a whole, a raise or a bonus?
I couldn't see that. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was asked to run, and that's why I'm running. You know, it's no power grab or anything like that. I don't really have any idea what the council makes, to be honest with you. But to me, money, it shouldn't be coming to me. It should be going to, I would not know. I wouldn't do that. I can't believe that the money couldn't be spent somewhere better than giving us raises. So no, I don't, none of us on there, being city councilman isn't our bread and butter. It's not what we're living on. We all have other jobs. Yeah. So in my opinion, oh gosh, my cat. In my opinion, no, I couldn't, I wouldn't, there's no way I could see that happening.
Okay. Well, the council, Winchester City Council, unless, Kate's got it here, I guess 40, I was going to say under $5,000. They make about $5,000 a year. So, you know, it's a good little chunk of change for a, you know, if you're calling it a part-time gig, it should be more than a part-time gig, but you know what I mean? It's not a bad little chunk of change. I don't know why, you know, for the city of Winchester that it would need to be more. Yeah. People have a hard issue with that. I mean, I guess depending on what's going on, if, you know, for example, the city of Muncie, I don't have a problem if the council ever puts in if depending on what the budget looks like, if they put in for a small, maybe a bonus, like a one-time, like a holiday bonus, or maybe a small raise if everything else is bouncing up. But what I'm more for is for them to do it for the next council, starting in the next cycle. I don't like them giving themselves, like if they would do that, I'm more for them to, for that to start upon the new election. But I guess that's neither here nor there. But so okay, I like your answer there. What do you think about were you on the parks board at one point?
Yeah, I didn't. I know. I should have said a little more about myself and everything.
I think
Should I do that real quick, or just
do that. Tell
okay?
me a little bit about who you are. I
Yes.
think I just went from Eric to you, and I didn't do that. So
That's okay.
give us a little bit of your biography.
Went the wrong way when it come to coming into this world. Was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, and wound up in Central Indiana.
Wow.
I didn't ask to get on that plane. My parents put me on it and brought me back here. But no, I'm a graduate of Winchester Community High School. Went 3.5 years to Ball State. Almost got my degree in teaching, but at the time I was married and just had a new child, and having a full time and a very good paying job at Marsh. That was my priority at the time.
Sure.
And the way things are in school now, it's probably best that I wasn't teaching anyway. I don't think I could do it, to be honest with you.
Right.
But I've worked all my life in one form or another, pretty much in some sort of public, whether it be at Marsh or right now I work at a convenience store as a sales clerk. So that's a little about myself. Now I've totally forgotten the question you asked me that made me spout off all that.
You were on the
park. Oh, park board. Yes. When it comes to government service, yes, I spent 20 years on the Winchester Park Board, serving I think 4 mayors and I don't know how many park directors. Okay. But yes, I was on the park board for a very long time.
So
was on with the current mayor and decided it was a good time to leave.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. So you were on under Bob, you were on under Sean, you were on under Steve
and Joe Wolf.
Okay. Wolf.
Joe Wolf, and I came on right at the Jack Fowler.
Okay.
That tells you how far back I've
that. Good Lord.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. That's funny. That's been a minute ago. So okay. So with that in mind, because I thought that you were, is that something that you would have an interest in on the council? Do you have an interest in the parks in there in Winchester?
Oh yeah.
Trying to, beautify them and.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think from when I first came on the council, or came on the park board to now, our park has improved greatly. I really do. When I first came on, we had fence posts up where people couldn't even hardly, pull their cars in. I thought it was not very community friendly, to be honest with you. And, I think there's lots of things out there you can do. There's lots more activities out there, new equipment. The park has always been something very dear to me. And yes, I would most definitely keep in keen interest. And not just Goodrich Park, but there's a lot of people may not realize, but there's, I think there's 5 different, there's Beeson Park, and then there's Beeson 3 down where the island is, and there's a little area by Willard School. There's lots of little areas that encompasses the park umbrella, if you will.
The one that I just learned this not too recently, and even after moving out of Winchester, but there's that little kind of like pocket park that blew up. I imagine it's been there forever, in between 2 houses, basically along, I think that's Short Street, right behind Anchor, basically. Yeah,
that's called Beeson. That's called like Goodrich 3 or the Jim Passmore Memorial Park, I believe.
Yes, that's the one. That's what it's called. Yep, that's what it's called. So that's interesting. So yeah, it would be neat to kind of get those kind of fixed up a little bit. And
yes, it would
in those areas. Well, very good. I appreciate you coming on and talking with us. I'm going to ask you here just one question here in a minute, and then I'm going to ask you the same thing that I asked ask Eric. And if you can't, I understand, but maybe it'll give you a minute to feed your cat. But I'm gonna ask you to say your last piece. Whatever you want the citizens to know. But then if you're able to hang on until the end of Lydia, then I'd like to have you guys all pop on for just 1 second as kind of all three of you, if you can stick around.
I think that would be great.
Okay, cool. So yeah, just if you would just tell people, maybe what we haven't talked about or something that you feel people need to know about you.
Sure. Real quickly, I was not able to look at the comments very much. I'm very sorry, but I did see one question I do want to top on real quick. Okay. Someone asked me what I would do about the Lisa Friend situation. Absolutely. Whoever asked that, in fact, it's on there now. Absolutely 100%. There is no way I would stay silent. I don't care if that is not my district. If a quarter of the citizens, in fact, I think District 4 is the most heavily, that's the more population than any, that's the biggest one of all of them. Okay. Yeah. If they aren't being represented for 8 or 9 months, there is absolutely no way I would have sat there with my mouth shut. I don't care if they were a libertarian. I don't care what party they belong to or anything. That is insane. Now, I'm only one person, but there's no way I would have kept quiet about it. I would have been a thorn. I would have been a very annoying person. So,
absolutely.
To answer the question of whoever that was, but
yeah, it was Joey Simpson. But no,
yes,
because
Joey.
The council has the ability to investigate. They don't.
Yes.
People act like they don't know that. They have the ability. They could vote her out. But
whenever that was brought up that they weren't being represented, the present council were like astronomers. They were just kind of doing one of these things here when that was brought up. And that was crazy. I would sit in the audience and just, but the one thing I wanted to say real quick before I go, I don't believe in campaign promises, but the one promise I will make to who's ever out there that's considering on who to vote for, I would, no matter who you are, if you come to me with a problem, I promise you the council will hear it. You may not like the answer you get. I don't know all the law. Eric is much more briefed on the laws of Indiana than I am. He's a rock when it comes to that. But I would, if you have come to me with a problem, it will get to the council. They will hear your complaint or praise or whatever it may be, and I will get back to you with it. That is an absolute 100% promise. No one will ever say, if I'm elected, Tom didn't listen to me. Tom didn't take that will never happen. I can promise you. That's the only promise I'll make, and I'll keep it. So
I definitely believe that, and I believe that about pretty much all of you guys. Everybody, the three of you on here tonight, and then all the rest of the candidates that we have kind of running in our group of people. So, very good. Well, if you can hang tight with us,
I will
pull you back on here in just a few moments.
It's been a pleasure. Okay, yeah. I'll wait.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Tom Armstrong, Castle Lord, for those of you in the comments section. And now, without further ado, we will pull on Miss Lydia Carpenter. She's the Libertarian candidate running for Winchester District 4 City Council. Ta-da!
Hi!
And I tell you, it's hilarious because, so the people that don't know, you guys are down below and we can see all of you. And it must be cold wherever you're at.
No, I'm actually, oh God, I'm going through menopause, and I've had hot flashes the last couple days, and I get really hot, and I end up in a pool of my own sweat, and then I'm taking off everything, and then putting everything back on. So yeah, I'm like, cold and hot and cold and hot. So
well, we don't have to ask a question about transparency.
No, hi, it's me.
That's hilarious. Well, Lydia, welcome to the show. Thank you for waiting. Sorry it took a minute to get to you.
No, you're good.
So I forgot this with Tom coming off of Eric, but with you being the woman of the bunch, I obviously have it in my mind that you're different than them. So if you would tell the people a little bit about who you are, why you're running, and why you're sitting here right now.
Oh, goodness. Why I'm sitting here right now is because I told you that I'd be on the show. but really, I'm running because one, I was asked to. Not only was I asked to, I had thought about it long and hard. And I'm going to tell you, I was on the fence about it just because I'm a single mom. I've got 2 kids. I work at Wix Factory. I've got an on-call schedule, but I also do tours at the Randolph County Asylum, Stone Mansion, and I was working at the PACASAC. So yeah. But I decided that the whole Lisa situation was enough for me to say, you know what, forget it. I'm going to run, and hopefully either me or Joan can boot that bootlick Montana lady out. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So, okay, first and foremost, then I guess the big thing would be to say is you do have, so in your race, you're running for District 4 in Winchester, and it's you, it's another person, and Lisa Friend Teal, who lives in Montana, where I don't know any of us have ever figured out. I wrote up a brief for Kate the other day to file that lawsuit, and I actually had to get the legal name, and it's ruined me.
Cut Bank.
It's Cut Bank, Montana, but I hate that I know that now, because now I know the name, and used to I didn't know it, so I was able to come up with all of these stupid ass names.
Bootlick, yeah. Sorry.
Well, some of them are a lot worse than that, but yeah.
No.
So there's actually 2 of you guys running, and it's not like you guys are mortal enemies. You and Joan.
Oh God, no.
And it's basically, may the best woman win, and if she wins, you'll support her, and if she wins, she'll support you. So I like that. And you're the Libertarian, she's a Democrat, Lisa's a Republican, and so I think it's interesting because you have said, and I like that you said that, because Tom said it. I think Eric said it, and if he didn't, I think he said it before, but it's not like right off the bat, you are a candidate that I want to win, because you didn't say, oh, I'm running because I want to be a candidate, and I'm going to do, 2 terms here, and then I'm going to be a state representative.
Oh, no.
You were asked to run. That means you were minding your own business, living life.
Yeah.
And someone said, hey, you should run. And that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Now I'm going to be totally transparent, because that's what I do. I had never, ever in a million years, my wildest dreams, thought of running for any political anything.
Right.
I am, hell, look at my hair, I mean, like, for real. But we need a change. We need a change. Winchester needs a change. And to answer the question that just popped up, yes, I would boot Meeks the fudge out. Like, no Meeks, not ever again.
Yes. Well, it's that's a big thing. I didn't ask either of the other guys, but that's a big thing, because obviously the city attorney is appointed by the mayor, but I think the mayor, knowing the wishes of the council, I don't think there's even a question here, because if Niles wins,
when Niles wins,
I like. See, you already know the game. You already know the game. I like it. So, that's good. So, what are some things? Why? So you decided to run, and why? What's really kind of pissed you off? Like, what's your thought about what's going on currently in Winchester?
Oh God. Okay. So One, the fact that everybody has kept their mouths shut about Lisa being gone for over 7 months. Lord, no, stop. Mike Wickersham has even admitted to knowing that Lisa, friend Teal, has been gone, that she's not a citizen of Randolph County, Winchester, Indiana, for God's sakes. Okay.
God, it's so nuts.
He has said this. And yeah, my job's protected by the union. Okay. So whatever. But honestly, like, he's even said, yeah, no, we know she's not. So, okay, why haven't you done anything? Why haven't you done anything? Number two, I have kids that live here.
Yeah.
Okay. Josh has been fighting a battle. Josh and Danielle both have been fighting a battle over their daughter. Yes.
Civic duty for those.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've been fighting a battle forever for their daughter. I have a 14-year-old. I have a 10-year-old son.
Yeah.
I would kill for my kids.
Yeah.
Like, my kids deserve to live in a place where they are safe, that they have things to do. Like, there is nothing, or the bare minimum, for children or the youth here in Winchester, Randolph County, like the surrounding areas. You know, we've got a roller skating rink that's hardly open. The drive-in, obviously, it can only be open during the summer months, whatever, but there is really nothing targeted at the kids.
That's a very good point. And it seems like anytime people go and talk to either the school board or to the council, or I don't even know that anybody's ever been up to the commissioner of the council. I don't think they even care. It's kind of like that's like going to Mr. Burns in The Simpsons, you know? Yeah, right. But the council's just like, yeah, we don't care. You know, what would you like to see? Well, yeah. So that's Diane. Great minds think alike. So the council that's currently there just seems like they've checked out. They don't care. They're saying like, well, what do you mean? You've got a ball and a stick. Isn't that good enough? Like they're fine. You know, that was good for us. So what are some things that you would like to see if you were a council member? What's things that you would like to try and do for the youth?
So I've heard rumors that the field house, which is actually right down the road from my house, is going to be turned into something else. Okay. There are so many things that are focused on sports. What about the people? What about the kids that are not into sports?
Ball. Yes.
Seriously. We need something. The library is only open for so long, and it's only so big. They've got a Lego club that's at max capacity. Okay. So there's a wait list for people to get on, for children to get on this Lego club. Why not bring more, target the younger ones, target the middle age, and then target the teenagers? We've got so many of our youth are going towards drugs. I hate to say it. We're getting the hell out of Winchester because what is there here? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So if we even just get a group of all different walks of children, because a lot of the time what it boils down to is finances. The parents cannot afford the sports. They cannot afford the extracurriculars at school. We've got all this surplus of money. We've got a splash pad that hasn't even been started yet. I mean, come on, that they want to charge for?
You guys need Dan Ridenhour.
It makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Get a group of them together and ask them, hey, what interests you? Because right now, they know nobody cares. The current council does not care. And they've made that blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
Do I need help?
Well, so this is the city of Munice. This is the I think he's meaning with the
Sorry.
maybe in general, but I think this is the sister city to the city of Muncie. This is the city of Munice,
Okay.
which is a faraway land, and the mayor there is Dark Dan.
Well, hi.
Matter of fact, everybody, we will be doing an interview with Dark Dan, I think, on Halloween night.
Oh,
Yeah,
are you going to be dressed up, Dark Dan?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dark Dan. It's a Muncie parody, is what the page is for those that don't know. Muncie is a parody.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. But yeah, so I wanted you to know, maybe you didn't know.
There was a question that somebody asked if I would take extra training or take whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. If it were offered, I would most definitely. Will you take the training available to be able to do the job effectively? Yes. Yeah, most definitely. Okay. So Niles said the other day, he is a 4-year mayor, like done. I want to go in and do the best job that I could possibly do. I want to learn from whomever I need to learn from and do whatever I need to do, and then get the hell out and leave it for the next person.
Yeah.
And if I have to take training, I'll take training. I have no problem doing that. You're furthering my education, or I'm furthering my education.
Sure. Absolutely. That is a good thing. They offer new training for new elected officials at the beginning of the year. And the reason that's a question is what's comical to me is so often people don't take it.
No, I'll take it.
It's just nuts.
I've not ever run, like I said, I've not ever ran for politics before. And I figure all the help I can get is great.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yes, I will support reading the entire ordinances in meetings, because people have a right to know what the council is voting on. Nobody understands the freaking numbers. They're like, oh, this is alphabet soup. And then it turns out that we're pledging this much money to this and this much money to that. And then, okay, let's pay the bills.
$10,000 to fix a new table for the counselors to sit at. You know, it's like, what? So what is, just to kind of wrap up here, and then we'll bring the rest of the people on. What is the, so, I mean, obviously the youth is probably your biggest focus.
Yes.
What is something that you would like to, if you got 4 years and done, what is something that you would like to try to accomplish during that period?
Turning the field house, like Kate said, into a youth center. Like, that would be great. That gives a space, a safe space for the youth to go to, because let's face it, not everybody has a safe place to go.
Sure.
Not everybody has a good home life or whatever. They need something. And if that field house could be turned into that something, I'm all for it. And I'll do whatever I have to do to make it happen. Even if it has to be not, arguing with Niles or telling him no or whatever. Sorry.
That's funny. Okay, very good. Well then, anything that we haven't covered that you would like to the people to know, that you're kind of a last thought, your elevator pitch?
Oh God, I am anti Lisa Friend Teal.
That's the biggest thing right there.
Right. That's it. Mic drop.
So what I like, you guys are kind of like the spectrum from Eric, who's very well versed in laws and the nuts and bolts, which is very good for a council to have. But then someone that's like you, it's like, look, I don't know, I'm not political, I don't know about this, I don't really care about this, I just want to make the community better and I want to do better. I feel like so many political offices at the local level don't have people like that anymore. Everybody's really, really caught up with being political, and it's not about just doing the best damn job you can.
No, it seems like being political is a fad. Like it's cool to be political. I don't care about what's cool. Like I'm 38 years old and my hair is purple and green. Okay. Like I don't care about what's cool. I care about what's right. And I care about the safety of our children and the right things to do in Winchester.
Absolutely. Well, very good. So if you have just
I'll show up to meetings, Joey. I'll be there.
That's hilarious. Well, if you got just a second here, I'd like to bring on the other two with you here.
Yes, I got a second.
Let's see here. Ta-da.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
Hi, Lydia. Hi, Eric.
Hi, Tom. Hi, Eric.
Hi.
Holy cow, there's Kate.
There's Kate too.
Oh, wow.
So we're all here. So I want to thank you all for coming on tonight.
You're welcome.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And I'm
here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I neglected the comments, folks. This is my first time. I was just kind of trying to zone in with you.
It's my first time too, Tom.
Yeah. If anybody, but you did a better job of looking at the comments than I did. I'm sorry. Where my cat was bothering me, and
was all anybody. In the screen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, folks, if I didn't answer your question or if you felt like I ignored you. I really do. So.
No, you were fine.
Okay.
Joey put something up there that reminded me of something I was hoping to say. He was saying, hello, Admiral Eric.
Lewis or Eric, do you have the volume on your TV?
No, I don't. Nope.
Let me see if that's you. Check. No, that's not you. Hold on. Check. Ah, all right, I found it. Okay, now say that again.
Joey had he was saying hello to me as Admiral Eric, and that we were trying to figure out a name for me the other day, whether I was the fake real admiral or the real fake admiral.
Right. Right. So the reason I wanted to pull you all on was just to ask. So, I mean, have you guys ever talked to each other, or I mean, are you guys friends outside of this? How long have you all known each other?
I used to work with Tom.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm friends with the.
Yes.
Yes, I am friends with these two gentlemen.
I am friends with everybody. Yes, Lydia and I work together. We have a love-hate relationship. No, Lydia's awesome. She's awesome. So
I've been involved with everybody for a year and a half now.
Mm-hmm.
Before elections was even a dream or an idea.
Yeah.
Just because of issues going on in the city.
Absolutely. So do you feel like you, the three of you, will be able to work well with each other? And, or most importantly to me, do you think that you will be able to disagree when needed?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a great team. If you look at us as the candidates as a team, we make a great team. We all have something different that we're bringing in. I'm not from Winchester originally. I moved here a few years ago, but Tom's been here his whole life. So when it comes to issues, like if I'm not even sure where something might be, I know I can ask Tom. Lydia, her compassion and her passion with the kids and with the young adults here in town and with just basic rights. brings that to the table. I mean, the whole team, Niles, his experience in leadership. I mean, he's a master in leadership. He knows how to keep us together. And I don't have any problem with anybody on here telling me no on something.
Sure.
If it's going to be no, it's going to be no. We move on to the next thing. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we all have the same vision, but at the same time, if one of us disagrees with the other person, that's fine. We're not. I don't think there's no one here in this little collage of people you see that's into political games. I mean, if we disagree with each other, fine. We're all friends at the end. We all have the same vision, and I don't think there wouldn't be a bit of a problem. I don't think.
I don't think there's anybody in this group that doesn't have it in them to tell somebody else to fuck off.
Yeah, right. If absolutely.
In those exact times, I'll just drop the F-bomb that Lydia was avoiding the whole time.
She was trying to.
I was getting ready to say, hey, I told the current clown to go fuck himself, so I won't have a problem.
that is her claim to fame. So yeah.
I asked,
with her telling off my husband, it would be, "Hey, Mayor Dad, go fuck yourself."
Yeah, right. What were we gonna say, Eric?
There was a question that came up about training.
Yeah.
And I asked that at a council meeting one night, and I was dead serious with them. I asked them, "Did you go to the state training that's available?"
Yeah.
There are two different organizations that have training for city councilors, and they Tom finally responded. Nobody would talk. Nobody would tell me. They just gave me the blank stares. And Tom finally spoke up. Not you, Tom.
Yeah, not this Tom.
The current councilman alone. And he said, "Well, I don't remember. We either went to the half day or the one day because we didn't want to spend a budget to stay overnight."
Ta-da.
And I'm like, "You're kidding me. And you're managing the city?"
Yeah.
And the only training that you bring into it is a half-day seminar. And that training's all available online. They have 2-week-long classes, 4-week-long classes and then they have continuous training throughout the year. As laws change, they offer training on it. As court cases are decided that affect the laws or how they're interpreted, they've got training on it.
Sure.
And it's just a matter of sitting down and watching it. And I mean, even if we wanted to do it together, we could call it, we could schedule an executive session for training. I mean, there's ways we can do it.
Absolutely. Well, very good. I appreciate you all coming on, and I look forward to the turnout, and hopefully we have some winners here.
Well,
let's hope.
All
Thank
right.
you. I want your vote. If you're here in Winchester, my district, I want your vote. I'm like the others. I'm going to be worn out. I have no intention of being a politician beyond this. I've never been a politician before. I look at us as our team as the reset button. It's like when your computer malfunctions, you got to reboot it, right?
Yeah.
We're that reset button.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hand it off to someone else, hopefully with a clean slate.
Absolutely. Well, very good.
Thank you, Diane. I was responding to Diane. So I said, thank you, Diane. Wishing us the best. Thank you.
Very good. Well, I appreciate it. You guys have a good evening, and we will look forward to what happens on election night.
It's been fun.
Yes.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Tom. And thank you, Lydia.
You're welcome.
Bye. All right.
You gonna get rid of me too?
And thank you. Yes. All right. We're still here, ladies and gentlemen. That was 3 of the several candidates. We have more. I want to, if you all need assistance, look up Dark Dan in the city of Munice. If you're trying, while not, if you need assistance in looking like you're trying while not, hit Dark Dan up. He can definitely help you out. So that was Eric Lewis, District 2 candidate, Libertarian. That was Tom Armstrong, District 3 candidate, Libertarian. And that was Lydia Carpenter, District 4 Libertarian candidate. So just to give you guys kind of a rundown on what we're going to be doing the next couple days, just to make sure. Tomorrow, Friday, we will be on and we will be interviewing Coy Applegate, Karen Wilkins, Joan Ashley. They are District 1, District 2, and District 4 candidates for Winchester. And then Saturday, we'll be not in studio. We'll be out at the asylum. And then Sunday, we'll have the entire show will be with Joshua Kimbrell. He's running at large. And Josh has got a big mouth, and he's got a lot to say. So, you know, I don't know. I just scheduled the whole show for him. And then Tuesday, the 31st, what you all have been waiting for, the big interview between Mayor of Munice, Dark Dan, and Kristopher Bilbrey. Now, I have been trying and trying and trying I was reading what Darla was saying down there. I have been trying to get Dan Ridenauer to come on and interview. And he just runs and runs and runs and runs away. And I was like, okay, so it is what it is. Dark Dan said, yeah, I'll do it. And we will have Dark Dan on. As far as I know, it will be the only interview that he has done this election. So if you guys are interested in hearing from Dark Dan from his own mouth, he will be on here. I think you guys are going to be really surprised. We're going to do the interview with Dark Dan, see what he's got to say before the big a vote. So, right here it's from Dark Dan himself. We're going to try our best here. My internet will probably be out that night. It is, oh no, it's not in costume. The man, the myth, the legend himself, he will be here. And I think you guys are all going to be shocked because we were afraid at first that because of technology between the two cities, between Munice and Muncie, that we might only be able to do like a phone call. And I think that we have figured out the video hookup. And we're actually going to have him just as I had these candidates tonight. So you guys will have to tune in for that because my mind is still blown as well. Okay. Can two people come for a tour? Two people can come for a tour. Hold on. We're in the spooky month. Hold on. Let's pull up here real quick, Kate.
Oh, jeez.
What is supposed to have happened at this asylum?
What do you mean?
I don't know. That was a guess.
Yeah, I know that was the question. So it was the county poor farm for more than 100 years. It's the third one built here in Randolph County. It opened in late 1899. And for the most part, for most people, it was either a lifelong home or it was a stopgap measure. The county farms here in Indiana were intended as the start of state welfare. So some people would be there for a few months and other people would be there basically their whole lives because they were handicapped in some way and couldn't take care of themselves. So it's a home for most people, but like any place that's open 100 years and in dealing with the public, you're going to have some bad things that happen. So there was a lady that was committed suicide in the building.
Dun,
She
dun, dun.
had, yes, dun, dun, dun. She had neurosyphilis and committed suicide. She hanged herself in the basement. There was a gentleman who was pushed out of a window and a couple of other gentlemen who were smothered with their pillows. There were several gang rapes.
Stop that snoring! Oh.
There were several gang rapes that happened in the building. And so
That
it's
was just last weekend.
Yeah. It was, it's not like an axe murderer house or anything like that. It's just haunted in the way that a house would be haunted.
You went a totally weird way with it. I was going to get on and be like, nothing. It was a place where people lived and it was beautiful and wonderful and everything is fine with it.
It's a really cool old building.
Yeah,
it is creepy as
really
hell.
cool. I got a buddy that's in a band, and here in a few moments,
Oh, Lord.
I will show you their band went.
Just turn the sound off.
Their band went and recorded. I probably should have asked him. I'll show it anyways. We'll see. Maybe you'll be mad.
Okay.
But you guys can go and check out this band. But it's a place. It's been in a lot of movies. A lot of people, different people go there. If you watch any of the ghost hunts, people go there at night and they have their EVPs and they talk boxes and they do all of that stuff. And so it's just kind of a cool place to go.
There's an unmarked graveyard on the grounds, and there's 51 people and a mummy buried out there, which is kind of cool. Just smile and nod. And yes, I agree. A welfare state is a thing that, libertarians, I do have a problem with that. But if you're going to have welfare, this is the way that it should be. It's a stopgap measure and not a lifelong thing. I will be there on the 28th, Darla. I will be giving the tour. And if anybody's interested in a tour, you can look us up online to find the phone number, and you can schedule a daytime tour so you don't have to do anything at night when it's scary. And then we're offering public tours this weekend at night, and history tours at the asylum are $25, day, night, whatever.
$25 for the history tours,
and they take about 2 hours. So I mean,
yeah.
you'll get your money's worth. It's a really neat building in the history.
I've been there. So I've been there a couple different times. I was there with Brandon. Did Brandon and them come?
Brandon came out for a tour during the daytime once.
I've been there a couple times, but it's kind of interesting. It's definitely worth it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's an evening, so it is what it is.
But Audie and Darla are really into the ghost hunting.
Oh yeah, they do the whole ghost hunt thing. So
that's not my side of
I'm
things
just
that I
going for
enjoy.
wild
I like the history, and it's a cool architectural place.
It's not a scary tour. No, I wouldn't say that.
I mean, the building's kind of creepy even in the daytime because it's an old building with long hallways, but it's not scary. Nighttime might be scary for some people, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yes, it's spooky month. And the money does go to help keeping the building up. And you'll see we've done a lot of work on that one. And the next one we'll be working on is Stone Mansion over here in Winchester. So we're working our way around to all the different properties that we own. Who does the history tour? I do history tours out there. Lydia, who you just saw during the interviews, she does history tours out there. And the gentleman who was the county historian for a long time, his name's Ted Martin. He was also a county councilor here. He does history tours out there as well.
Yeah.
And you can call and request somebody. And we try to accommodate.
Yeah. I'm trying to find. Oh yeah, right here.
Oh, he found it.
I've got it.
Okay, I'm going to go away. You
All
can
right,
see how cool the building is, but I'm going to mute this because I like looking at it, but this isn't my style of music that I enjoy.
It's not my cup of tea either. Just in the music, like, so you guys know that I was in a band, and I love music. I love all kinds of music. And I can listen to rock, and I can listen to rap, and I can listen to music from the 20s and 30s, and I can listen to metal and deathcore. I can listen to it and understand it for the artistry that's there, and understand the people playing the, the instruments, whatnot. But I am not like a thrash metal type of a person. I don't just sit around and listen to that like for a Sunday afternoon drive.
City of Munice, you might think that, but there is very rarely a day that goes by where I don't either have a daytime history tour in there or a group in there spending the night. We're booked almost every day of the year, and a lot of times we'll have multiple events booked on the same day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're busy.
Yeah, we're always busy. So even though we're out in the middle of Bufu, Egypt, we stay busy.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, I'm going away before you hit play on that thing.
All right, ma'am, you're good. It's not the county. Hold on here real quick. Is it a for-profit? Non-profit?
It is a 501c3 called Saving the Old Properties.
Oh yeah, okay. That's what it is. But it is not the county. So for those of you that might be into this kind of music, this is a guy that I'm friends with. Her play while she's there. This is the Cellophane Parade. You can find them on YouTube. This is off of their YouTube or their Facebook page, and we'll let you see this video here. One of the most... Now, real quick, I want to pause this here. This is a band doing a video, and obviously what you're seeing here is for effect. This may or may not be true. Filmed at the Randolph County Asylum. One of the most haunted locations in the world. Those ghost TVs that are heavily produced and whatnot, they will also go to this place and record, and it's, it is what it is. So again, music warning here, but it is what it is. I like it. I like it. This is all shot there.
She rose about her grave with burn marks from the rope. She tries to breathe, but all she does is choke. With bitterness, she left this life unsown. Her children's eyes are shining. She collects and she goes. They are still searching for her bones. She wears the ring as no gold. She paid the price for how she sold.
So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's... Yeah.
Exhale until her final breath. She speaks in tongues, but
I love it.
only when she...
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to check them out, that is the what's the name of it? The Cellophane Parade. That's not all of the style of music they play. It's rock, alt rock, some country rock, hippie trippy music as well. It's a little bit of everything. They're 90s kids, so it is what it is. Check them out if you're so inclined. So all right, Before we wrap this up, I just have one last thing that I want to talk about tonight. When I said the name of this show was 3 and a Blunder, I want to talk about the blunder. And I don't even understand. So this was such a weird thing that occurred today. And then it kind of got saved. So it's kind of strange how that all occurred. That's a good question. They've changed the drummers and new. So the guy that I know, the guy that I'm friends with, is Derek Stevenson. Derek Stevenson. And he's had lots of different forays into music and whatnot, but it says the year was 2006. Singer guitarist Derek Stevenson needed an outlet. He was ready to embark on his favorite musical event ever to date. He put together a group of musicians to back the songs he had written. The Cellophane Parade was born. The psychedelic post-hardcore outfit quickly released a crowd favorite such as 12 Dead Presidents, Dreams in Color. The band quickly found local success with MySpace playing quite the role. Hitting 750,000 plays on the platform didn't hurt, and neither did being mentioned as an artist you may enjoy on the Mars Volta's page. Then one day they disbanded, but the years went by and Derek continued to perfect his craft. Enlisting the help of old friends Anthony Amburn and Christopher Buck and Daniel Hodson, the Cellophane Parade made its return. As the lyrics to their songs Hush Sister Whisper go, you are ready for this parade. And that's what it is. So yeah, check them out at the Cellophane Parade. You can find them on Facebook and whatnot, if that's your thing. Okay. So I want to are they well known? I mean, they've found a niche on YouTube. Okay, so today this got brought to the attention of many politicos and various folks around Muncie and Delaware County. Actually, this blunder started out yesterday and it bled into today. And it went from being just an absolute complete disaster for, in my opinion, the Democratic ticket. And then it quite went the opposite way. And I want to give my commentary on that. And I want to explain to you what happened here. So we're gonna look at this here. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. I know the blunder of the Cellophane Parade. Ex-attorney Michael Quirk returns to Delaware County politics. Ends quickly. Former local attorney Michael Quirk is scheduled to be sentenced November 9th for a felony conviction stemming from his battering of a juvenile in local restaurant. On Thursday, however, he briefly joined the staff, if only for a few hours, in the Delaware County Building's election office. Delaware County Clerk Rick Spangler said he was notified Wednesday by Quirk's sister, Delaware County Democratic Party Chairman Anna Quirk Hunter, that she had assigned her brother to work in the election office. Republicans and Democrats each have 3 employees apiece working in the office in the weeks prior to an election. Their duties include processing of requests for absentee ballots. And basically what they do is they ensure that their people are being processed. So the Democrats are making sure the Democrats and the Republicans are making sure the Republicans. Anytime you do something in politics, you have one of each, basically. Word of the appointment rankled Spangler, a Republican, given Michael Quirk's August conviction for battery on a person less than 14 years old, which is a level 6 felony carrying up to 30 months in prison. Spangler on Wednesday night took his concerns about Quirk's appointment in the wake of the felony conviction to state election officials. However, the county clerk said he was told the appointment is not illegal. And like I say in many political issues, when someone says, well, that's legal, I say, yeah. But the law is the starting point. It's the floor, not the ceiling. It's where you begin. If just good enough is okay for all of you, that might be okay. It's not for me. Just good enough is how we get where we're at. Contacted Thursday morning, Democratic Chairman Quirk Hunter said she was scrambling in efforts to have 3 party members. You mean the Delaware County Democratic Party, 214, the political machine, can't pump out 3 workers? Oh, God. I read that and I thought, holy shit, this is such a disaster. Why would she have done this? She not only did she put this guy in the office in a place that he should never have been, not because of only the conviction, but because of his failed bid as a Delaware County chairman and everything else that has happened. Some people will say, well, look at everything that's happened. Hasn't he been through enough? I will say yes. Yes, he has been. And the minute that he's out of the public eye, I will never say another word about him. But he's being jammed down the throats of the public. He was put in the voter's office. He had no business being there. And then when she was contacted about that, she said, well, I'm scrambling. We can't find 3 people. What kind of a message are you sending that you're that weak? What kind of a message are you sending to people that are trying to decide in the next week and a half if they're going to vote for Jeff Robinson over Dan Ridenour? That Michael Quirk is back. Michael Quirk served over the beginning of when that FBI investigation first started, folks. She said her brother was one of several people recruited. What do you mean one of several? You needed 3 positions. If he was one of several, pick one of the other ones. Quirk Hunter said the temporary nature of the election office job and the deaths in recent year of longtime Democrats who have been willing to fill the post made it increasingly difficult to keep the office staffed. Okay, that sounds like your problem, not ours. By midday, however, Michael Quirk's stint working in the office was apparently over. Now, when this article first came out, folks, it was Michael Quirk is in here and everybody's left scrambling. It's bad. He shouldn't. Nobody wants. It's horrible. But then, like this happened. Andrew Dale, chairman of the Democrat Jeff Robinson's campaign for mayor, said that he was astonished to learn of Quirk's election-related employment and that Andrew Dale engaged party chairman Quirk Hunter to have him removed and replaced with a highly reputable Democrat member of our community. Dale said the new employees were people that were readily willing and able to serve. Aside from this morning, Mike Quirk will not be working at the early voting site, Dale added. At least one other Democratic candidate in the upcoming election reportedly objected to Quirk's employment. And I am here to tell you, I'm not the star press. I have heard many other candidates had issues with this. The paper goes on to say Quirk is not a stranger to Delaware County politics. He was the county Democrat Party chairman from 2010 to 2013. Under his leadership, Dennis Tyler in 2011 became the first Democrat to win a Muncie mayoral election in 24 years. That had nothing, those do not correlate. Okay, correlation does not equal causation. The Delaware County Circuit Court 2 jury that convicted Quirk of the felony count in August also found the Muncie man guilty of 2 misdemeanors, resisting law enforcement and public intoxication. The charges stemmed from the events of April 20th, 2022 at Puerto Vallarta restaurant at, you know where it's at. Witnesses said the intoxicated Quirk had aggressively grabbed the chest of a 12-year-old boy with whom he was not acquainted. Blackford Circuit Court Judge Brian Body, who presided over the case, set Quirk's sentencing hearing for November 9th. Quirk's law license was suspended by the Indiana Supreme Court in 2019. Folks, when this happened, everybody was like, what is going on? What's going on? This is nuts. Why would they do this? This makes this is, I was originally writing my post, and I called this Anna Quirk Hunter's massive oversight. I called it an unforced error. I called it a blunder. And I called it what, if left alone, would possibly be the downfall of the Democratic ticket in November. But then, like this, something happened. Jeff Robinson, who was at a meeting at a conference and was away from was away from Muncie all day today, was notified of this and started making phone calls and started putting things in works, even from out of the area, got in contact with his campaign chairman. The campaign chairman immediately contacted the Democrat Party chairman, and like that, the situation was handled. So, for everyone who says, oh, look, same old, it's the same old Democrat Party, look at this. Well, if it would have stayed the same, I would be on that line of thinking. However, it does, and it might not make all Democrats in Delaware County happy to hear this. But this and what happened today does send a clear message. And that clear message is Anna Quirk Hunter is not the chairman of that party. She might be the chairman of that party in name only, in title. She might have her hands on some pretend strings. But it was Jeff Robinson and his team who called and said, no, this is not a good look, get this rid of. And they jumped too. You know, I can only imagine, had a candidate called and told Phil Nichols, I don't like this person you've got working. That person probably wouldn't have been a candidate much longer. Now, I'm not saying I like that behavior. I'm just saying, for everyone that says, look, we look, you know, for Mayor Ridenhour's campaign thing out that goes out that says Muncie can't afford to go back to the ways of the past. Muncie can't afford to go back to the ways of the past. Folks, we are way, 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 way far away from the ways of the past. I'm not here to say that Jeff Robinson is the chairman of the party, because he's not. And I believe if he doesn't win, that'll be that. But I was amazed. I was amazed that happened. Now, to ask, I'll be honest, who owns Democrat headquarters? I don't know. I know that it used to be the Chanticleer Club, and the Democrat Party rented the space from the club. I don't know who. Let's go look it up on Beacon. It's been a long time since I've done this. I'm gonna forget. Stand by here. Okay, we crossed the river. Here we go. It looks like the building is still owned by the Chanticleer Club. And I can't see the page real quick, so if there's questions coming at me. Indiana Secretary of State business search. Ah. Come on, Diego. Go, Diego, go. Make your page work. What is this crap telling me it's not working? Holy crap, they say their page is not working. Why is this? What is this? All right, here we go. See if, oh, nope, it says it's not working. So I can't find who owns the Chanticleer Club. But the Chanticleer Club. Now, obviously, you know, to say who owns the club, I mean, we're talking about the physical building. I don't know, you know, I don't know if necessarily the owner of the building makes them the, I mean, because at one time, I'm pretty sure if the building got sold, I don't know. That's quite interesting to me. I don't know what happens because, like, for example, the Republicans, they've got a building in which in houses the Republican Party, but they never meet in it. They always hold their gatherings at the Knights of Columbus. So, I mean, the building is just a building. It's just an address. I've got a friend who we've always joked that what I would do if I was really going to be somebody that was going to turn it around and do things differently, I would go buy some building. If I was the new chair of the party and the party had lots and lots of money and I was going to really make a statement, I would go find any building anywhere at 412 East, South, Northwest, whatever street. And I would make a whole bunch of signs and shirts that said, instead of 214, it would say 412. We're turning it around. Something like that. What is Jackie saying here? What are you saying? No. What's Jackie? It doesn't matter. I was just curious. Okay. So that's what's going on there. So just kind of interesting, you know, listen. Everybody goes through issues. Just name any building. Just name any building 412, no matter what the address. You could do that too. Absolutely. They would that would be the new moniker of the Democrat Party. Look, everybody can go through issues. I don't know what Mr. Quirk is facing. Wish him the best. Hope he deals with that. Hope I don't wish anything bad for him or his family or anybody else. You know, it was a blunder that she put him in that situation. It's a blunder that, you know, some people could say, well, it's a blunder that she bowed down to a candidate. It's you know, it was a political win for the candidates that scooped it up and said, hey, don't do this. So all the way around, it kind of was a weird day. I've not seen a whole lot of other people talking about this in the last little bit, so maybe this just blows over. This has been a really, really, really weird election cycle when we have people that are more concerned about a man driving around in a vehicle that he is legally allowed to be driving with a of-age person, passenger, who gets out and uses a bathroom in a public facility, in an actual bathroom facility during appropriate hours. We're making more stink over that than actual issues like the State Board of Accounts and what's going to happen with the Southway Plaza. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that I put in a records request to the city of Muncie almost 3.5, 4 weeks ago, asking for how much money the city has paid for the cell phone data that they received, where that data came from, the name of the company, and all pertinent information, and they just refused to give this. Now, I know that it's not going to make a difference for the election, but when we get to the first, I will be... Oh, shit, we paused.
It's that fantastic internet again from our lovely representative, J.D. Prescott.
There we go.
There he is again. Fantastic.
I was more concerned with when it turns to the 1st, November 1st, I will be filing a complaint with the public access counselor on this information. I have lots of record requests that are out there that they have not done anything with. Also, I have issue with the fact that I sent a personal question to Michelle Owen about the State Board of Accounts, the 2022 through 2042 payment of $307,000 for some kind of build, operate, transfer solar project deal that I thought was dead. I don't know what this is, and didn't get a response. These people have just went underground, folks. They're not answering questions. I've got problems with that. Dan B. Lyon said, I'm more concerned with the placement of some candidate signs. I've heard tonight from several folks that they are interested in where Rose Selby, I talked to you about that over the weekend. Rose Selby has been placing her signs in a lot of yards where people have not given her permission. They have she's posted them, just went and she's posting them up with other candidates. And what's strange is she's posting them up with Democrat candidates, not Republican candidates. That's really strange. For example, she's got a great big sign that right now is up in front of the old Delaware County Jail. And some people will say, well, should it be there? Because this got brought to my attention. And I said, yeah, it could be there because the old Delaware County Jail is a private facility now. It can be there. But then I was reminded today that the city is now leasing parking spaces there. And so the question now belongs, should Rose's sign be there? Should it not be there? I don't know. I know that there's some people that's going to be asking questions about that. We'll wait to get a response on that. Sold for $100. Absolutely. It's definitely crazy. So, I think questions like that, we need to be getting to the bottom of real questions, real pressing issues out there. What's going on with Southway Plaza? What's going on with the Till Pond money? What's going on with the $400,000 that was supposed to go to Southway Plaza? Can the city of Muncie afford Dan Ridenhour for another 4 years? I don't think so. So that's the thing. No, Meeks was not the attorney Meeks is from Winchester and Randolph County. What we're talking about is in Muncie, Delaware County. Okay, and you saw there, Jackie, that Kate answered you. The owner of the asylum is Dan Allen, saving the old properties. So that's the show for tonight. That's the show. The city of Muncie and gave $600,000 and paid the utilities for a year and locked in a 20-year lease. And that 20-year lease Meeks was in charge of wrong Meeks there, city of Munice. I love when people got same names from different areas and we got two groups of people talking to each other and one group might not know that the other group doesn't know. And so we're talking about names. I love it because Meeks is the name of a funeral home here in Muncie that's got nothing to do with Meeks Cockrell from Winchester, but I love it. Let's see here. How about that one? How about that one person that cheated? That one person that cheated on what, Stumblefoot? I've been hearing lots of stories about people cheating today. I don't know. Most of it's not anything. All right. Well, I'll wait for you to type. I was in the process of saying that is the show for tonight. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow. We will have candidate interviews for you tomorrow. And they will go just basically about like today's did. Hopefully I feel better. And we do that while Meeks Funeral Home buried the solar farm. That's a very good possibility. And so keep that on your schedule for tomorrow. Candidate interview. Saturday, we'll have a special showing from the asylum. Sunday, interview with Joshua Kimbrell. Monday, a regular show. And then Tuesday, the Dark Dan interview. You guys take care of yourself. And you're fine. That is right. City of Munice, you are a financial genius. So truer words cannot be said. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please share the show with everyone you know. Hit like, subscribe, do all of that stuff. Remember, dude, we've not even told you guys to do that in a long time. Remember, that like button is down there. Hit it, like it, use it. It helps get our page up in the algorithms. You guys take care. God bless. God bless. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Whoa, what is happening with the music? This version was written by the Cellophane Parade. I wrote 3 books. look into that, City of Munice. You might get a copyright strike. I'll let you know.